Welcome to the world of Amel. I'm Toby Hodges from Yachting World. We are on board the new Amel 60, gently sailing off Barcelona. And it's a good time to have a look on board and show you why Amels have such a good reputation as thoroughbred blue water cruisers that take you safely and very comfortably around the planet on a yacht this size. From the bow, you'll see the chunky bow roller, room for a second anchor if you want. This owner's chosen a second windlass. The optional electric code furler there, just unraveling extra sail. And here we have sail locker with a chain locker in there, watertight bulkhead around that crash box, and a second watertight bulkhead before the accommodation begins. This rope running along here and then up to here is so you can make sure that this is dogs down shut from the interior. And now the genoa being furled away, and this here is the furler for the staysail. So the boat comes with staysail and 100% genoa, and then you can obviously add what downwind sails you want, but it's a very highly specced yacht as standard. So carbon mast comes with the boat, aluminium boom, and a big hydraulic package including this furler and the mast mainsail furler as well. It's hydraulic. Moving aft, self-tucking track for the staysail and the inboard tracks for the genoa. But you'll notice some traditional Amel features, so the hard top coach roof for the single steering station, everything done from in there without having to leave it. High solid handrails, bulwark as standard, and this faux teak deck, which they've always done, is just a gel coat molded in, so no teak needed. Stowage everywhere on this yacht, so under the midships lockers, under these quarter lockers, and a huge lazarette under here as well. Big davits for the dinghy. So then you can see the size of this aft deck area as well. An addition from the very popular 50 is this traveller, and it's quite nice. That's just on a flat winder electric winch, so you can control that easily from the centre console position. The move to twin rudders, so this is a Barret-Racquebeau design like its smaller sister the 50. The move to twin rudders has allowed them to do away with hydraulic steering, so you get a bit more feedback from the wire steering controls, which comes from the wheel back along here to see the top of the rudder stops here. And we are sailing along in, I'm guessing, about 6 or 7 knots of breeze, and certainly while I was on the helm we were doing about that as well. So yeah, not bad going for a 30-ton cruising yacht really, and once again shows the benefit of having an off-wind furling sail, easy to set, gives you good extra horsepower. Kevin is going to show us how you tack the Amel 60 single-handedly.
Okay, so I'm preparing to furl. I'm asking to the pilot to tack in 10 seconds. Okay? So now it's 10 seconds, and I'm furling.
So he's letting the genoa sheet off whilst furling the sail at the same time. And the autopilot takes it through the tap.
No. Okay, that's finished. I'm moving the traveller of the mainsail.
Traveller coming up.
The pilot is finished.
Takes the new sheet. The sail itself is about 70% furled at the moment.
Then I have to adjust, of course, but the tack is finished. I'll add more on the winch.
So from here you have the code furler, Genoa furler, the staysail furler, the traveller, and the winch controls for the various sails as well. So here's one of the most traditional of the Amel concepts, is the central watertight engine room area below the cockpit. Huge, so full access to work at the engine.
No, don't make the
Big fuel separation filters mounted on the aft bulkhead. The central sea chest for the engine and genset raw water intakes. Manifolds there, water maker filters, easy to access, water maker itself. And I don't know if you can see this, so this is, I can only just reach above my head here to give you an idea amount of space and headroom and light and ability to work in here. Anything noisy, anything smelly, anything that vibrates gets installed in here, so you get no mess in the interior itself. So loads of stowage in here, bearing in mind the dinghy will go on the davits. Keep all your fenders and toys in here. Still get plenty of ventilation through that forward coach roof window. So this is for the main sheet winch here. And then moving in to the enormous interior, designed by Mrs. Racappo, Olivia Racappo's wife, and full of the modern design styling that made the 50, which launched 3 years ago, very popular. I think they've built 50 already. So the main differences in terms of layout with this one is that you get 3 on the 60 compared to the 50. You get 3 double ensuite cabins. So these 2 forward cabins are near enough identical, and they have loads of stowage throughout the boat. Raised lockers surrounding. Berths will lift on struts for more storage below, and you can probably see these drawers below as well. And then there's another level below the actual berths for more storage. Huge hull port lights to wake up and look out of. And moving into the heads compartment with separate shower, and that's that watertight bulkhead forward before the sail locker. Loads of headroom. Same format in the starboard forward cabin. And then moving back into the saloon, you have a table that drops down to fill in that whole area. And yeah, again, similar layout to the 50, nav station area at the foot of the companionway. The tanks on this one have been put centrally, so rather than fore and aft and offset, water tanks are in the centre of the boat. And yeah, the fuel tank you can see in the engine room as well, again central. Deck step mast again, another Amel philosophy, keep the hull watertight. At the bottom of the companionway steps, floorboard lifts for bilge access. We've got the starter batteries there, and grey water sea chest, so all the grey water leads into their keep the smells out of the interior, because the bilge pump for that is in the engine room. Plenty of bilge stowage through this boat. Very nice bar area as well. And it does actually serve a practical purpose, because it gives you something to grab hold of while you're moving through this interior, because there's a lot of beam in here. As I mentioned, a very highly spec'd boat as standard. So the price of the boat, base boat, is 1.65 million euros. But that comes with the carbon rig, for example, lithium-ion batteries, induction stove with those lithium-ion batteries, and melee goods throughout. You even get a free Dyson Hoover. Big passageway galley. Loads of storage, loads of stowage throughout this boat. A neat detail here, for example. You have the perspex on the bottom, so you can see what's in the drawer that you're pulling out. Walnut trim finish. Oak trim is also offered as well. You see the switchboard separated into the 230 on this side, 24 volt above the chart table there. Another difference on the 50 is the amount of inboard room you have here in the galley. Full-size domestic dishwasher, and options of goods like a wine cooler and ice maker in here as well, and washer dryer down here. And then moving aft into the owner's cabin below the aft cockpit. Not too shabby. So from here you see the dogs for closing this door off. This is the fourth of 5 watertight bulkheads, with that one sealed, and that another watertight bulkhead on the aft. Stowage absolutely everywhere. So for example, this berth itself should lift on struts. Even indirect lighting under that, look at that. And a neat little feature we saw on the 50, port light down to check the propeller, in this case a 4-blade flexi fold, so you can see if it's got weeded up or got a fishing line caught on it. And those are the poles there for the lee boards, which fit on the berth, so you can have 3 boards across the berth. More stowage obviously all around the berth, and deep as well. So this, for example, is right down into there. There's also a safe contained below this berth under here. Nice little desk area. More stowage. This blind comes down electrically operated. And finally the connecting heads compartment and shower area. Immaculately done. Very high standard of finish through this boat. This 60 spells the end of the Amel ketch. In our era anyway. So no longer doing the 55 or the 64. All sloop rigged now. But it's very much the modern Amel. Very impressive in the amount of stowage on deck and in the interior. And also that one person can certainly manage or shorthanded crew can manage this without needing a professional crew. So with this one has the stern thruster on and a bow thruster on there. You park it easily, all the sail controls without needing to get out on deck. So it sticks to the heritage of the boat, and if it's anything like the 50, I'm sure it will be another big success for the brand.